Yeah, runes and masteries. Building the perfect rune sets and masteries you can use to counter whatever your opponent uses in draft pick is tricky to master. So tricky even that it would take me half an eternity to get through everything. So instead, this guide will feature a variety of cookie cutter builds you can use for a wide selection of champions. Let's start with the runes. Runes come in many forms and cost money to buy, so you should educate yourself before you rush off to buy runes you will only use once in a while. The first rule of thumb is, don't buy tier 1 and tier 2 runes. Wait until level 20 and invest in tier 3 runes. Buying before that point is a waste of IP. Second rule of thumb. If you're just starting out, you want to buy runes that are useful for as many champions as possible, as you will not be playing with only one champion all the time. Depending on your teammates, you will have to be able to fill various roles. Let's look at the marks first. Marks don't cost very much, so it's not that expensive to get multiple rune sets. You should definitely get the 0.95 attack damage marks of strength. You will want to use them on any AD champion. Aside from marks of strength, also invest in a set of marks of insight. These give you 0.95 magic penetration. You will want to use these on ability power champions for obvious reasons. Getting a set of 9 marks each will make an ideal start. Next up we have the seals. No, not that kind of seals. Anyway, there are many different useful seals, so you want to narrow them down to the most flexible ones to start out with. If I were you, I would definitely get a set of resilience seals. They grant 1.41 armor apiece and are useful for almost anybody. The third types of runes are glyphs. The one set of glyphs you will need no matter what are the Glyphs of Shielding. They grant 0.15 magic resist per level. You can basically not go wrong with these because as the game approaches endgame, the damage from the enemy AP champions gets dangerous, and you will want protection against that. Last but not least we have the Quintessences. What can I say? Almost all of them are very beneficial, a bunch of them even for a wide variety of champions. But since you will not have a lot of IP to spend when you start out, I will recommend only one set of Quintessences. The quints that I speak of are the Quintessences of Swiftness. They grant 1.5% movement speed each. There is not a single champion that does not benefit from this movement speed. This small boost can be the little extra bit you need to get out of a sticky situation or catch up to an opponent on the run. Now, to sum up all the runes you should get as well as the investment necessary. 9 marks of strength, which are 205 IP each, make 1,845. 9 marks of insight, which are 410 apiece, make 3,690 IP total. 9 seals of resilience, which are 205 each, make 1,845 IP. You will get the 9 Glyphs of Shielding at the same price. So yet another 1,845. But sadly, we aren't done yet. We have yet to pay for the Quintessences. One Quintessence of Swiftness costs 2,050, so to fill all 3 slots we have to pay yet another 6,150 IP. Wow! Now how much does this cost in total, you ask? All in all, you will have to pay 15,375 IP. Phew! This is one big pile of money. But be assured, if you have these rune sets, you won't have to buy any more runes for quite a while. These will get you far, and until you get to a point where you have to specialize in terms of rune sets, you will have earned a lot of IP extra. Don't worry about it. Now that we are officially bankrupt, let's check out the Masteries, because they are free. Here I will focus on the completed Mastery trees, but you can use these step by step as you level up as well. First off, the AD build. This is what the whole thing looks like, 21-9-0. The defense tree is pretty straightforward, get armor, magic resist and health to stay alive. Offense tier 1 gives 80 and boosts your summoner spells. Tier 2 and 3 are attack damage, speed and armor pen. Tier 4 gives 3% lifesteal for extra lane sustain and increased critical strike damage. If you don't plan on building crit chance items, don't bother with lethality. Tier 5 grants 6 armor pen, it's a no-brainer as AD. Tier 6 gives you 6% additional damage when the target is below 40%. Yeah, not getting this is a sin. It just is. The AP build looks like this. 21-0-9. Offense gives you AP, a little bit of cooldown reduction, extra damage and spell penetration. In short, you will do more damage. The utility tree provides you with mana, boosted summoner spells, movement speed and runic affinity to increase the duration of buffs. This one is crucial since the jungler should feed you multiple blue buffs over the course of the game. If you play an AP champion without mana, like Katrina, for example, invest in defense instead of utility. Tank/top Bruiser. 9, 21, 0. The idea here is to make you survive a lot of punishment and deal decent damage at the same time. We covered the offense masteries before. The new masteries in the defense tree are as follows. Tier 2, extra health regeneration for additional lane sustain. Tier 4, you move faster when over 70% health. As a tank, you are the one to initiate the fight. You want to be quick. Tier 5, you take less damage. Duh. Tier 6, 3% increased health. Take a bunch of health items to complement that. Also, disables are reduced by 10%, which is nice. Jungle 0, 21, 9. When you look at the defense tree, the new masteries are Tough Skin on Tier 1, Indomitable on Tier 3, and Bladed Armor on Tier 3 as well. These three will help you clear the jungle faster and allow you to gank with more hit points, so you can actually do something for your team and not feed the enemy team more gold and experience. The utility tree is a must, because you get the lion's share of jungle buffs, so Runic Affinity is an absolute must-have. Also, Expanded Mind is obviously only good for junglers that use mana. If you have a non-mana jungler, invest in good hands. And our last build is Support Utility. 0, 9, 21. Again, skipping the masteries from before, now we have new Tier 2, Increased Ward Sight. Since you have to place a lot of wards, you want to make the most of it. Tier 3, you won't get any minion kills, so you gotta make your money this way. Tier 4, 1 point in wealth allows you to buy an additional sight ward when you spawn, which you want to do. Also you get 5% extra experience. Tier 5, cooldown reduction, what can I say? Grab it. And Tier 6, Mastermind reduces your summoner spells cooldown by 15%. To make this clear one more time, your summoner spell cooldowns are reduced, not your champion abilities. These 5 builds will get you through the day in the beginning. Of course, when you have more experience with various champions, you want to look into adjusting these builds depending on your position and team composition. But for now, these 5 will do the trick.